It's actually at the stage where it is problematic if you are involved anything in the WNBA to not hate Caitlin Clark. They were like, in the NBA, if you were...
One moment, the Indiana Fever players were laughing together during practice, enjoying the easy chemistry that made the team feel like family. Then everything suddenly changed. Unexpected news spread through the locker room and shocked everyone. Caitlin Clark had been suspended, and before the league could even respond to the situation, two more surprising developments followed. Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull also decided to step away, leaving the team stunned. The three had always appeared united on the court, but few people understood how strong their connection had truly become. Fans and analysts were caught off guard as the situation unfolded. What seemed like a normal day for the team quickly turned into one of the most emotional storylines surrounding the Fever. It all began quietly in Indianapolis when a message arrived announcing that Clark would miss a game. The announcement included almost no explanation, leaving coaches confused and players struggling to understand what had happened. The locker room fell into uneasy silence as everyone processed the news. Cunningham reacted immediately, closing her locker with determination and making it clear that she would not stay if Clark was forced out. Hull heard the statement and supported the same decision without hesitation, showing that the bond between them was stronger than anyone had realized.
Happens when you're next to Caitlin Clark. You get access to things that you normally wouldn't get access to. And I think that's obvious for everybody to see. When you're next to Caitlin Clark, it's gonna, instead of people looking at it like she's dimming everybody else, like she's turning up the lights on everybody else and making everybody else shine brighter. Sophie Cunningham is a prime example. What nobody really, like, people say, oh, she's a beautiful blonde, blah, blah, blah. She looked the same way last year. What nobody really checking for? You get her next to Caitlin Clark. Now she's on Good Morning America. Now she got Arby's deals. Now she's every...
Most people never realized how close the three players had become behind the scenes. Their connection had grown steadily since the beginning of training camp, but the depth of that friendship remained mostly private until the situation brought it into the spotlight. Their relationship started in simple ways. Clark joking with teammates during warm-ups, Hull sharing snacks during long team trips, and Cunningham standing up for Clark during demanding practices. Over time, those small moments turned into a powerful friendship built through shared experiences. They spent time together away from the court as well, playing golf, appearing in photos that circulated online, and having long conversations about the pressures that came with professional sports and constant public attention. What began as casual companionship evolved into something much deeper. They were no longer simply teammates working toward the same goal. They had formed a genuine sense of family. Because of that bond, Clark's suspension did not feel like a routine decision to them. Instead, it felt personal. Inside the Fever organization, the potential consequences quickly became clear. Losing Clark would shake the foundation of the franchise, losing Cunningham would remove an important leadership voice, and losing Hull would disrupt the team's chemistry. The trio had become a central part of the team's identity, and the uncertainty around them triggered urgent conversations and meetings as the organization searched for answers.
And come into this game and for her to do the same on your side.
Yeah, well, I remember last year when we were here, I was talking to Nelly about her shoes because obviously, like, in the basketball world, like, you don't, like, you wear the team uniform, like it's your shoes that are the cool thing. So I was like asking her about her shoes and she was like, oh yeah, like these are kind of basic. And then it's been cool to kind of watch over the course of the last year. She got to put in a lot of time to create her own PE and very unique to her and what she's passionate about in herself. And obviously somebody that's very, very deserving, and it's been a top of the sport for a long time now. So I've played a few rounds with her even outside of here for some other stuff, and it's really fun to get to watch her do her thing up close. Like, talk about making it look easy. Like, it just is so easy for her, but at the same time, like, she's just a good person. Like, she's chill, she has fun with you out on the course. But yeah, her shoes are pretty cool. I'll make sure they get home safely, and I'm gonna be rocking them.
Despite the growing tension around the situation, the three players had already reached their decision. In the locker room, the scene was quiet but emotional. Cunningham slowly packed her bag while Hull carefully folded Clark's hoodie, and Clark sat silently, overwhelmed by the moment. There was no shouting or dramatic confrontation, only the quiet feeling of heartbreak spreading through the room. Cunningham made it clear that if one of them was forced out, they would all stand together. Hull supported that decision, refusing to let Clark face the situation alone. Clark tried to tell them they did not need to take such a step, but both teammates insisted they had already made up their minds. Their response showed the strength of the loyalty they felt toward each other. When the news reached the public, the reaction was immediate and intense. Commentators on television struggled to process the story, while fans flooded social media with questions and emotional reactions. The league rushed to respond with statements and discussions behind the scenes, but the story had already spread widely. The idea of 3 players standing together and potentially leaving at the same time was something rarely seen in professional sports. As rumors began to circulate about a possible opportunity with another emerging basketball project that promised significant contracts and fewer restrictions, speculation only grew stronger. Supporters gathered outside the team's arena demanding answers and hoping the situation could still be resolved. Inside the organization, leaders realized that the issue had become far more than a simple roster problem. It had turned into a crisis that could reshape the future of the entire franchise.
Remember, you just lose these players straight up. You don't get anything back for the players. They're gone. We didn't get anything for Temi, did we? No, exactly. Let's take a look at the list that I've concocted. Number 1, you gotta court Caitlin Clark. The General. Last year, she averaged 16.5 points per game over a 13-game period, 8.8 assists per game, 5 rebounds per game, 1.6 steals per game. She is the franchise. She is the captain. She is the leader. She is the soul. She is the sun of this solar system. And everything needs to be built around her, predicated around her. The pieces need to be put in place this year, unlike last year, to get the most out of Caitlin Clark's abilities. That means when free agency hits, you don't sign 36, 37, 35, 34. You don't sign.
In a quiet room away from the noise, the 3 players sat together, their hands clasped and emotions clearly visible on their faces. Caitlin Clark admitted softly that she didn't want to walk away, but the situation had left them feeling deeply hurt. Lexi Hull responded by explaining that staying felt impossible if they were treated this way. Sophie Cunningham paused for a moment before speaking, suggesting that whatever happened next, they would face it as one united group. The room fell silent as they exchanged determined looks and quietly agreed on the same decision. Soon afterward, they stepped into the arena tunnel with Cunningham walking on one side, Hull on the other, and Clark between them. The atmosphere outside was overwhelming as fans shouted and reporters rushed forward while cameras flashed rapidly. Despite the chaos surrounding them, the 3 remained focused and calm. They did not stop to respond or look back at the scene behind them. Instead, they continued moving forward together, uncertain about what the future might bring but confident in the loyalty they shared. Their united departure left the league stunned, and the story quickly became one of the most dramatic moments surrounding the team.
I was with my coach and I literally had no words, but after soaking in, I really appreciated the opportunity that Caitlin and Annika have really given me in Cambridge. But even now, like, I still need to relish this, and I think I need to soak it in. So if you can ask me 3 days later, maybe I'll tell you.
Tom?
Hey, Caitlin, Tom D'Angelo from the Palm Beach Post. You appeared as though on your tee shot at 10 was kind of a relief after a couple of